Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. Our show is real estate and home improvement, where we talk to people how to take care of their homes, who the best roofers are, best landscapers, how to hire an honest person to come in and help with your home. Also, we like to bring in experts on the real estate industry to help us figure out this crazy market. Is it a good market, bad market? Is it a time to buy? Is it a time to sell? I don't know, but this guy does. Our guest is Don Scordino. Welcome, Don.
Thank you. I always enjoy being here, Mike.
Now, you've been here a couple years.
Yes.
Around in the market a couple years.
Actually, 47.
47 years. So you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You've seen a few of these ups and downs.
Oh, yes, I have.
And I'm not taking away from any other agent out there, but if you haven't been through a few of those, it's tough going.
Yeah, because it's that fear of the unknown.
Right.
But after you've been through a few of them, it's like, this feels like the one in 91.
Yeah.
So, and we got through that one just fine.
08 was my favorite. Anyway, Don, I want to ask you about the market and get your expert input on some things. But before, I just happened to find this house that you have for sale out there. Tell us about it, Don.
Okay, this one is out at the Woodward Lakes subdivision. It's a 3,528 square foot home, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, really clean inside. It's got a swimming pool in the backyard, and then it's close to Woodward Lakes, and for $92 a month, you're a member of the association, so you have rights to take a boat out on that lake. Not a motorboat or anything, but there's the clubhouse and all the amenities of Woodward Lakes. It's priced at $799,000, and very, very good because it's a very clean house. Kind of an entertainer's home, too. You look out into the saltwater pool there in the backyard, a lot of room out there. And it's got owned solar, which basically means you're buying the solar system for the $799,000 along with the house, the land, and all the rights to it. So there's no extra lease payments on that. And you can, depending how you use your power, your utilities, these people that are in there now, they don't actually pay anything extra for electricity because they're conservative on that.
Their bill's paid for. It's covered.
Yeah.
It's bought. There's no monthly payment, no hidden payment.
Right. Now, PG&E does offer or send out a true-up bill at the end of the year for anything that spills over to their grid. But in this case here, that system is big enough to where these people had a negative true-up bill. Wow. So they didn't owe anything.
Yeah, and I don't totally understand the true-up. Only thing I know is I talk to so many people who once a year they get this bill for $1,200, $1,400. It's called the true-up. And my brother was trying to explain it to me over the weekend. I don't know. But these people haven't had a true-up.
No. And really what a true-up is, it's a charge for the extra power that you use.
Okay. And you pay it once a year, but I've heard people spread it over. But these people don't have to worry about it. That's a beautiful home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you would need. Now, I asked you here not to talk about that house, but the market, what is going on in this market? Is it crazy? Is it normal?
We're normally crazy is a good way to put it. No. In today's market, we have fewer transactions happening because there's really not enough good homes for sale for the amount of buyers we have, and that's keeping prices up. This is totally the opposite of what happened in 2008. In 2008, we had way too many homes. We were overbuilt. In fact, there were developers out there that had half-built subdivisions that they had to walk away from. And people didn't have equity because what was common, lenders were doing these 125% loan-to-value loans. That's not the case now. People have equity. If you owe $200,000 on a home and it's worth $400,000, you're probably not going to walk away from it.
Right. That's right. By the way, so somebody sold that home now for $400,000. They only owe $200,000. Now they've got $200,000. They can buy their next home.
Right.
Probably don't need the whole $200,000.
Right. In that, you're bringing out a good point, Mike, because now the effect of a higher interest rate than what it was 2 years ago isn't as much because you're only financing half of it.
Right. Interesting. Interesting. So not a bad time to buy, not a bad time to sell. Tell me about buyers. Who should be looking to buy right now?
First time home buyers for sure. Yeah. In fact, the market has changed enough to where there's not as many multiple offers. So that opening is there for first time buyers. And no matter what the interest rate is, it's still a whole lot better than renting.
Oh, way better. I can't believe what people are paying. $2,000, $2,500 a month for rent, $3,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Those are the people who should be buying.
Right. I had a buyer or a client who thought about renting for a year until she did the equation and
Did the
said,
math, yeah.
she said, I'd be throwing $30,000 away.
Yeah.
They went out and bought a house to live in temporarily while their other one was being built.
Yeah. It's just, people need to do those numbers. By the way, the rent goes up, I think, 10% a year. It can go up 10% a year. But the house payments stay the same?
Yeah, as long as you get a fixed rate mortgage, it's going to stay the same for a set amount of time. So that's the beauty of home ownership. You know what your housing cost is going to be in the year 2030, 2040.
Yeah, well, you talk about doing the math. Do the math. Just raise your house payment 10% a year for 10 years, and do the math on keeping it the same for 10 years, and buying makes a lot more sense.
Right, right. And this is a market where remember your reason for moving, not so much the numbers. The brother-in-law or social media will give you all the numbers, probably not accurately.
Yeah.
But if you need to buy or you need to sell, then this is a good time.
If you need to, it's a good time. By the way, there's these sites you go to. People always say, oh, such and such a site said my home's worth this or that. That's not really how it works, is it?
No, because that site hasn't been inside your home. So they don't know if it's a fixer-upper or a totally remodeled home.
Right.
They don't even know the condition of the roof.
Right.
Yeah.
They're comparing your house to a house that may need a $10,000, $20,000 roof job or something. You can't compare like that.
Right. A good way to put it is those sites know about the size and the location, but they don't know about the amenities and the condition.
Right.
And that could have a 20-25% swing, and that's a lot of money.
Right. Now, you've been at this a couple years, we said earlier, 40-something.
Yeah.
So when you go and look at a house and value it, it's based on all those years of experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's when I see a home, I look for what is the market, how is the market going to react to it? Maybe it needs new carpeting. Or new flooring inside. So how will the market respond to that?
Now, I told you about this earlier, that I talked to somebody that you know, and I'm not going to say their name on the air, but they didn't know what to do, whether to sell their house, to keep it, and they called you, and you spent all kinds of time with them for free. There was no cost to get all this experience.
Right. And that's the way residential real estate agents work. We get paid when something closes escrow. We'll put a lot into it in the meantime. And I have clients that I've worked with for years and years that it wasn't the right time for them to move. And that's okay. I'll continue to help them out, advise them, counsel them, because I want them to make the right decision. And then it all comes around anyway. I had one where I've worked with him 21 years. He hasn't done a thing yet, never moved, but he referred me to his sister-in-law who bought several homes from me, and then she referred me to her sister. So it all works out.
You mentioned buyers. Maybe it's a good time for first-time home buyers. What's out there for them?
A lot of homes in the 300,000 range, and 300 to 400,000. 400 is the median, that middle price range for all homes in Fresno County. But 300 to 400,000, you can expect a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on its own lot, and the ability to make it yours.
Are there some special programs for first-time home buyers?
Oh yeah. In fact, there's a lot of programs for first-time home buyers, but it's important to get into the right one. because some of them have conditions. The most commonly used first-time buyer program is called the POP program. That's where your dad loans you the money. That's got a lot of conditions on it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like, hey, you got to buy the house next door.
Yeah. Don't want to do that, Don. Well, listen, we're out of time. Last thoughts for our viewers?
Yeah. Remember what a home is all about. It's not the numbers. It's what you make of it. It's for you and your family. It's your long-term security, and that's why you should be buying.
That's right. By the way, I have your email address up there. This phone number, where does that ring to, Don?
That goes right to my cell phone. And
right to your pocket.
Yeah.
559-213-0222.
Yes, that's it.
We're going to close on put this house back on the screen. If you want to ask Don about it, or any house for sale in Fresno, just call that number, 559-213-0222.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Don Scordino. And we'll be back with more real estate and home improvement right after this.